was the record that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying?
What's the craziest rumor you've heard about yourself?
It was amazing to me. I was like, yo, wow, someone like a her,
LMA.
or LMA.
Obviously, we all saw the documentary on R. Kelly. What was your reaction when that came out?
That's hard. John B, that's my guy.
So speaking of Jacquees, you know I have to ask you.
This generation is all about, you know, putting their chests out there, you know, like letting everybody know.
Okay, I have to ask you a really important question. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Fourens.
What's up?
Okay, so before we get into the interview, I'm gonna fangirl a bit.
Okay.
So it's so weird because I actually grew up listening to you. I know I'm only 25, but I distinctly remember the first time I heard one of your songs, and it was Where I Wanna Be. And I know the car my dad was driving, and I was in the back, and his window was open, and he did that little thing that you do, that
Right.
Yeah, obviously I can't sing it. But yeah, so I was just like, oh my god, like, and the other day I was going through all my music, and I literally was just like, let me download like some more Donell Jones. And then I was like, is this guy coming to the UK, because I need a concert? And then I looked online, I saw you were coming, I was like, okay, I have to see this guy. But I live in Newcastle, so I was planning on going to a Manchester show, but obviously we know what happened with that, so that didn't happen. But this is not your first tour in the UK, is it?
Nah, I've been here plenty of times. I couldn't probably even count them how many times I've come over.
And how is the energy in London in comparison to touring in the US?
It's off the charts. It's amazing. And I think that's because, you know, over here, you guys really appreciate, I won't say music better, but I would say artists, because we don't come over as much.
Yeah.
So when we do come over, everybody comes out. They're very supportive. They sing the songs louder than I sing it, and I'm on the stage with the microphone. So it's the energy is
different.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So does it feel a bit like when you were touring in America, it's just like business as usual, like people expect you to be out touring, so it's not as nostalgic as like when you come to the UK?
Yeah, I think it's because, you know, we live there, and we're more
accessible.
Yeah, accessible, and here, you know, it's just probably maybe once a year. You know, so they don't get to see us that much.
Fair enough. And does it surprise you when you see people who are so young listening to your music? Because like I've said, I'm 25, and you've been in this game for a very, very like long time, so you're definitely like an OG. So does it surprise you when you see people who are like 25 and younger? Like, because my sisters are 15 and 18, and they very much know who you are. Does that surprise you, or are you just like, nah, it's all right?
Nah, it's very surprising. I mean, you know, I'm 46, you know, so
He doesn't look it.
So you know, it's good to see older people out there as well as younger people. That means that, you know, we did our job, and we transcended some generations.
Okay,
so
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing I forgot to slide in is we're both Geminis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got my little Gemini necklace on. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So even like with the music and stuff like that, how is it now when you look at like the R&B? Because obviously you're like a legend. You know, you came out with numerous albums, all done amazing. You've worked with amazing people. How do you find it looking at the game now? Do you feel like, what the hell are people doing, or are you just like, you know what, we've left it in good hands?
I feel like when I first came out, it was hip hop and R&B. You know, we sung over a lot of loops, and a lot of the older generation didn't kind of like that. So I never want to be one of those guys that look upon these young artists and R&B stars and say that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. It's a different time. The message is different. You know, now they're all about cars and, you know, how many chicks they got, and we were more about, you know, love. But that's the time that we're in right now. So, you know, I think R&B is in good hands. I mean, we haven't went anywhere. You know, we still write and produce and make music for the masses. It's just not mainstream anymore. So I mean, you have to really search to find good music. Well, the type of music that you want to listen to.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, like I said, like I've got a few slow jam baby making playlists that definitely still have you on. So like you said, you have transcended generations. So even like with, okay, I have to ask you a really important question. Who do you think the torch has been passed on to in terms of R&B now?
That's hard because there's so many great artists out there, you know. Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Jacquees, Bryson Tiller. There's so many amazing young people out there that's doing it big, and they all are different from each other, you know. So I just got to give it up to all of them.
So speaking of Jacquees, you know I have to ask you, when he came out and he said that he was this generation's king of R&B, were you like, you know what? Actually he is, or were you like, this nigga, what is he talking about? What was your reaction?
Well, you know, he's my little brother.
Yeah, because you did a track with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And the one thing I told him is that it's okay to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have that confidence. I felt that way when I was young, you know. Back then, if you would have came out and said you was the king, you know, all hell would have broke loose.
Yeah.
Pretty much like it did now, but this generation is all about, you know, putting their chests out there, you know, like letting everybody know, look, I'm that dude. So when he did it, I was happy that he did it, because he was very smart about it. He got people to talking. Yeah. And the people that didn't know who he was, they went to go listen and see, well, who is this young guy? So I mean, he's very smart. He's a genius in that way, because he got a lot of eyes on him that wouldn't even know who he was. Yeah. So
would you agree that he is? Do you know what the funny thing is? I agree, and I'm in this generation. I agree, because I think he's one of the few artists that still makes purely R&B music. A lot of artists, they make a cross between R&B and pop and this and that, but mixtape after mixtape and album after album, I think he's straight pure R&B, like baby making music.
I would say, you know, I told him that if he feels like he's the king, then he's the king. It doesn't matter. My opinion don't matter. It's how you feel about yourself. Yeah. You know, so if that's how he feels, then that's who he is.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously you've been touring for a really, really long time. How has being on the road affected like your life, like day to day? How do you find it in comparison to maybe if you weren't this big celebrity touring city to city?
I'm pretty much a family man. You know, I work on the weekends. You know, I'm at home most of the time. I'm in the studio with my family, with my wife, my children. So it's pretty easy for me. You know, I'm not. It's not something I do every day. Yeah. I only have to be Donell Jones when I touch the stage. When I'm at home, I'm husband, I'm daddy, I'm brother. You know, so it's different.
And you bring a lot of your family on, because I think you have your wife with you out here as well.
I do.
So how did you spend Valentine's Day yesterday? I know you were in Birmingham, but
yeah, I mean, you know, we did what couples do.
Which is, listen, there are people out there that are looking to you to show them how to romance their women.
I mean, it's my wife. We've been together, you know, for a long time. So I mean, we don't have to do much. She's just happy that we're here together. And this is her first time to London.
Oh no!
Which is, you know, that in itself is romantic. You know, her being able to see her husband on stage and see how the fans react to me. You know, so just that alone was enough. You know, and then the rest. Part, you know?
So obviously you brought John B out for your first show in London. How was that?
Well, you said my first show?
Your first show in this tour.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. John B, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like we just did a record together. That's gonna be coming out March, and amazing, man, amazing. When we touched that stage on Soul Train, and then we did it here, it's opening up so many doors for us. And one thing I can say about John is that he has an amazing personality. He can sing his ass off, and I can't wait for y'all to hear this song that we did together.
Okay. Yeah. So who has been your kind of favorite person to work with in all of your career? Because you know what, you did your track with Left Eye, and again, watching the video the other day, it's so weird to me because you watch it and you don't feel like she's gone. Like it's like, okay, she's probably going to perform with TLC at the next BET Awards. So how was it working with her? Because obviously you hear so many things about how she was and what she was like in the studio, out the studio. What was your experience working with her?
I mean, she was amazing. I mean, I didn't work with her in the studio when they actually recorded the record because we were in two different cities. But it was amazing working with her. I got a chance to do the Mobile Awards with her. We did the Soul Train Awards together. So she was a very, very animated person. Great heart. If she hadn't been on that record, who knows where I would be, because, you know, at the time, No Scrubs was really big, and And by her being on that record, it just shined a lot of light on me. You know, so she really helped my career out a lot.
Okay. And again, who's been your favorite person to work with in all your career? Because you've worked with legends again.
I would have to say, you know, Left Eye.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like she did that much?
She did, because I mean, you know, that was the record that made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? And that record still today. Here's a fun fact. That record did something that won't happen for another 1,000 years.
Which was what?
It was the last #1 record of the millennium and the first #1 record of the millennium. That won't happen again until 3000. You know, so
it changed the trajectory.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
okay, so what's your own favorite song of yourself?
My favorite song would be I got a couple. I Want You to Know, Players in the Hood.
I want you to say my favorite song of yours.
Guilty by Suspicion. I Hope It's You.
Good one.
Life Goes On. I mean, I got so many because they're all personal to me. They all have their own stories of why I wrote it and what made me come up with it. So they're all personal experiences that you know, they all mean something to me. Yeah.
So what about Where I Wanna Be? Because you know what, that song, it always gets me in my feelings. I don't even have a man, but when I listen to it, I'm like, I'm in my feelings. Was that based on a personal experience or?
Yeah, that was true. That was a true story from the beginning to the end.
Really?
I was in a relationship with my children's mom. We never got married. I had 4 children by her, and we just grew apart. You know what I'm saying? And the way that I was able to express myself was through that record.
Yeah.
You know, so when I wrote that record, it was about our relationship, and I think the reason why a lot of people love the record because it was true. It was the truth.
Yeah, it was honest.
You know, so yeah.
Wow. And do you think part of the issues with that were to do with you obviously had become like this star?
Yeah.
You wanted to explore like...
Yeah, I had become a star. I was getting, you know, a lot of things was happening in my life and in her life as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just about me wanting to go see other women and stuff like that, you know. When I was on the road, you know, she would be home alone, you know. So we were seeking the same thing. And but we just didn't communicate that to each other.
Okay, I think for me, my favorite one is This Love.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorites.
Okay, so how do you feel in general just now about the R&B game, the music game? Like, do you think, because like you have a lot of rappers, so I've interviewed rappers before and they turn around and they say stuff like, you know, it's gone to shits right now, like, you know, mumble rap and this and that. How do you feel looking in now? Are you like, you know what, it's okay? Or are you like, damn, like I wish it was like the old days?
I mean, in a lot of ways I do wish it was like the old days, but you know, like I said again, I don't want to be the old guy that knocks down these young guys. You know what I'm saying? Because
there were a lot of people that came out and they were like, when, especially with Jacquees, you had like Tank and obviously Tyrese, who's always crying about something. Like everybody had something to say. But I saw your BBC kind of interview as well, and I also saw, I think you tweeted or something, you kind of was in support. So I think obviously you almost give that spirit of mentorship towards...
Yeah, it's like, man, do what you do. Just try to do your best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with them rap singing. You know what I'm saying? That's where music is going. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna have people who purely sing R&B. Those are out there. You know what I'm saying? Just right now, just mainstream is pushing this, so that's why we hear it more than we would hear someone like a Her or LMA. You know, well, she's
I mean, obviously she's blown now. Yeah.
But I mean, you hear more of the other stuff than you hear of that. But it's all out there. You know, you just gotta search for what type of music you really
want to listen to. Yeah. So dead or alive, who would you want to work with?
Michael Jackson.
Everyone says this.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Really?
No, hands down.
Did you ever meet him?
I never met him. I seen him on I think MTV had a special, and it really touched my heart, man. He was in the car and he was listening to my Where I Want to Be album.
Really?
He had it in the cars, and he showed people like, this is what I'm listening to.
This must have been like crazy for you.
It was amazing to me. I was like, yo, wow.
You must be listening to me. I'm on a new level.
I'm like, what? Michael listening to me?
Yeah.
So that really touched my heart, and I really wish I could have got a chance to write for him, because a lot of my songs, some of them, I try to sound like Michael, because those songs were written with him in mind. And since I couldn't get it to him, I just tried to do it like I thought he would do it.
Yeah. So, okay, other than Michael, who else? Let's do someone who's alive.
Somebody who's alive.
You can put
Mary
me on
J.
a track.
Blige.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause you know what? Like when she came out, she was totally hip hop, R&B, and that's what we were going for. We wanted to be. I wanted to be the male version of what she was doing. That's why on my first album, I sung a lot of loops. A lot of it was rap singing, and that's just who I am. And I would love to work with her, because she's just dope.
Okay, so again, I go back to the first question I asked you. Obviously, we are Londoners in this room. Out of all the cities you've toured in the UK, which one has been your favourite?
Come on, London.
Okay.
London.
Okay.
Y'all go hard out here. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Y'all go hard.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love London. Y'all sing the songs like all I gotta do is do this. And they sing the songs louder than me, and I got the microphone. So it's always amazing. I get so much energy from the crowd. I mean, it just makes me want to stay on stage forever, because it's like they know every song, every word, every lyric. It's amazing.
Okay, so obviously you said you've got a track with John B coming out. Now, other than your track with John B, what else are you working on that we can kind of, because like I said, us millennials and even the Generation Z, like, all still listen to your music and stuff like that. So are we expecting new music?
Yes, I'm in the studio right now. I'm gonna release a few singles first, just to wake up a few people. I got some positive. Well, first I want to release this song I got called Fresh, and it's basically a positive record. It's really about just where we need to be mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I want to put that out first, and then I'm gonna jump into my R&B.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bit of a controversial question. Obviously, we all saw the documentary on R. Kelly. What was your reaction when that came out? Have you ever worked with him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I saw the documentary. I thought it was, like I said, interesting. My heart goes out to the families, the victims. If it's true what they say, he definitely needs to seek some help. But I also believe that everybody needs to be forgiven if you change. You know what I'm saying? So change is very important. If you don't change, we cannot forgive you. If you change, we can't forgive you. And that's just my view of it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. What's the craziest rumor you've heard about yourself?
I don't know, because I never really heard a rumor about myself.
Never like some
because
crazy...
I'm not really in the...
Even when you were like in the like young and...
Nah, because I always stayed... I only came to do my work, and and I went home. I'm not really like the clubby kind of person. I love music for what it is, and I love to make it, but I'm not really into the fame thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like...
It just happens to come with the career.
Yeah, it just comes with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my whole thing is I'm just in love with the music and creating it, and I love to go on stage and sing it in front of my fans. But other than that, I'm not a attention seeker.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, obviously, like I said, there's some young and upcoming people that look to you guys, legends. What advice would you give them for being not only just an artist, but also in dealing with fame? Because obviously you've done it well. Like in all honesty, I'd never ever, even when I was younger, heard anything about you. So what advice would you give to younger people?
I would say don't be afraid to be original. Practice your craft. Make sure you believe in yourself, because that's very important. Have faith, and know that whatever you put out there, you know, whether it's good or bad, it's going to return. Okay.
And when next can we be expecting another tour?
I'll be back out here in December.
Really? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to catch up with you in December again, okay? All right, so any last words for your fans?
I love y'all. I really appreciate y'all for hanging out with me for all these years. Y'all can check me out on twitter.com/Donell Jones 96. And also check me out on Facebook, which is Donell Jones 96. And my Instagram is Donell Jones Forever. Yeah.
Okay, so can you perform at my wedding also?
When you get married?
So I have this date of 22nd of November 2022. I don't have a boyfriend or anything.
2022?
It's just a nice date. I don't have a boyfriend, but just keep that date free.
Well, hit me up in 2021.
Okay, and book you. Okay, guys, come to my wedding.
He's the man right there. He's the business guy.
Guys, make sure you check him out at my wedding in 2022. It's been amazing, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you later. Bye.